Eddie, do
Yes, sir.
something. Go ahead and welcome everybody to the show.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Unpopular Review. This is Time to Shine Ed, the executive consultant to my right, and Kilmore Cho's just under us. Unfortunately, Joel will not be in with us, but we are here to kick it into gear. Week 15 picks. What's going on, family?
Not much. Let me tell you something. I can't express. I don't know what is up with this month of December, but a lot of people know I've never been a fan of the month of December. I hate it. It's a terrible time of year. I'm not a fan of the holidays, and you can see why. Because we've had two of the worst, most fluky football season weeks I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. Entire life. It's terrible.
Fluky. Yeah, you know.
Everything's a
seems
fluke
like
when your team's on the bottom, so it's just another week.
Yeah, you're used to being terrible. I'm not. I'm of an evolved nature.
You're used to scraping by.
So I feel like I'm scraping by nowadays. But anyway, go ahead. That's beside the point. Let's get it popping.
All right. So for
no idea
today,
zippering over there, but it was loud as hell.
you said what?
I have no idea what you're zippering over there, but it was loud as hell.
Oh, was it? My bad. My bad. My bad.
It's not that kind of show.
So,
But stay tuned because Unpopular Review will be having OnlyFans soon. We do everything.
Interesting.
We do everything.
I see.
OnlyFans? Oh my God.
Hey, where there's money, there's a motive.
Trending that way. We're trending that way right now.
I don't think we're going to make it onto that.
Yeah, I don't think y'all going to be on that.
No.
Well, Eddie might. You not, Phil. Eddie got kids to provide for without a wife.
Look, I'll do what I got to do for my
Without
kid.
a wife.
Say less.
We're saying everything but what's up with this football week. Come on, Eddie. Still do your job.
What's going on, everybody? So for today, we got set a few good games right here going on. We're going to kick it off right now with the Broncos at Lions. Both are a playoff contending team. Broncos just outside looking in, I believe. And the Lions coming off of a losing this week, which was very disappointing. I can't believe they lost to the Chicago Bears after everything they've been going through. We're going to kick it off here with Kilmore Charles. What do you guys to say about this game, my brother?
I don't know. It's like a few short weeks we had all written the Broncos off, and now they've actually looked like they're a semi-decent team. And every time I want to believe in the Lions, something comes around and proves to me that they're still the Detroit Lions. So, flip the quarter and go with the Broncos.
I can't stand when he flips the quarter and does it because it just seems like fluky way. And then he wonders why he was in fourth place. You let that coin pick.
That quarter betrayed you, my brother.
Exactly. It's like Kenny Pickett. All right, look.
And Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh God. Detroit Lions, Denver Broncos. This game, a few weeks ago, just like Phil was alluding to before he flipped the quarter anyway, could have went pretty much the Lions' way, right? But you would think at the beginning of the season it would have went the Broncos' way. Mid-season and right now, it can go either way. The reason how come I'm going to lean more to the Detroit Lions, and this is sucking because I keep forgetting to pick. And I'm about to go do that after I pick the Detroit Lions here. The only reason how come I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions because they are in trouble of losing whatever they spot and hope they have on going into the playoffs. And that really is a shame considering the fact that a couple weeks ago, they were in contention for a clear number 2 spot, right? So if they want to maintain their playoff status, they have to defeat the Denver Broncos. Now, that being said, Denver Broncos the easy walk away. I'm not completely strong with this pick because the Denver Broncos are trying to climb into that playoff contention, a very, very heavy playoff pool in the AFC. I know because my team somehow loses 2 games in a row. It still is number 6. I don't know how, right? But they can easily be traded out for the Denver Broncos. I'm going with the Detroit Lions, and maybe that's because I really just want the Denver Broncos to lose. I need the Denver Broncos to lose. Detroit Lions are picking you.
It's just Detroit's been playing like they'll just be happy to get there, not like they really want to make noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off of the executive consultant. Although my pick is gonna go the other way, I am gonna favor the Denver Broncos on this one. The Lions, they just in the last four weeks or so, they've really been struggling at trying to put 2 wins back to back together. We watched them lose to the Chicago Bears this week. I know the Bears have a great defense, but there's no reason why that offense should have really gotten to them like that. That gives me information telling me that Detroit right now is not playing great defense, and Russell Wilson right now. I mean, it's Broncos country. Let's ride. Them boys, they coming in and their horses, man, and they about to take care of business here. I mean, the Broncos are playing good defense. They could still improve in the offense and everything. There's still a lot of plays left on the field, but however, I believe that the Denver Broncos are going to do just enough to scrape by with a win against the Detroit Lions. Sorry. Moving on to the following game, ladies and
No, we're gonna do rapid fire. This is gonna be 3 games rapid fire, and I am doing a horrible job. I actually let you lead for once, and then I forgot I'm still supposed to be producing because y'all have access to that. But anyway, here we go.
Yeah. So the following few games that we're gonna be doing rapid fire right here is Chargers versus Raiders. I'm going to go ahead and give my answer on this one since I'm already on the screen. I believe that the Raiders is finally going to be able to pull a win off. The Chargers have just been playing horrendously.
This is certainly a dumpster fire game is the way these teams have been playing. I want to flip the quarter again, but seems how y'all have an issue with it.
It's not an issue for us. It's an issue for your replacement.
Exactly. Do you? You like living dangerously. That's on you, bro. But I just say,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's a 50-50 chance.
Look, if they go hit, they let them hit.
Yeah, I'll believe in Eckler for one more week more than I believe in Jacobs. I'll go to Chargers.
I'm going to go ahead and go with the Los Angeles Chargers as well. I probably a dumbass move on my part. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a spoiler when we go through the list of last week's picks. We did horrible, the 4 of us, right? Very bad because a lot of us picked some teams, the same team for almost most of the games, and they lost. Hello to you, Chiefs. Hello to you, Steelers. So it's really bad.
Hello, Dolphins.
The Dolphins, it was really an upset week. But I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers for the victory. And this is rapid fire. What am I doing?
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, the following game we're going to do in rapid fire succession is going to be the Minnesota Vikings versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Gilmore Charles, what do you got?
Bengals.
I'm going to go with Bengals also. I'm going Bengals.
I will agree with you guys. I think we're all going to go with the Bengals here. We do apologize because we also kind of forgot to bring up Joel's picks.
I'm going to bring up Joel's at the right before commercial on each one.
Okay. All right, cool. So, we're going to go ahead and go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals has just been getting things done, but yeah.
Drake Brown got out of nowhere, and then Josh Dobbs we trust.
I know, right? All right, the next one, rapid fire succession before we go into the first commercial break, I believe is going to be the 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. I think this one's a fairly easy one. I'm going to go ahead and pick. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Gee, who am I going to pick with this one? This one is hard. 49ers.
49ers, but won't be surprised with the Cardinals upset.
Yeah, considering they upset.
Open for it.
The Cardinals have the capabilities to upset any team. They're not going to give you a playoff spot. They're not going to be in contention in the division, but they can upset you very, very easily.
They are a very, very scrappy team here. Alrighty, so that's for our first segment of
No,
game.
keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh, okay. So the following game that we're actually going to talk, and this one is going to be in a little bit more into depth, is going to be the Bucks versus the Green Bay Packers. Chris, Mr. Consultant.
I'm going to go with, oh man, Green Bay Packers just came off of a heartbreaking loss to the Giants. That was another one. And they need
The Packers are who we thought they were.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. I'm gonna go with the Packers. I just feel like the Packers. I mean, it's hard to explain, but the Packers need this victory. They need to solidify what they are trying to do. It has to be the Green Bay Packers.
I agree. For me, on this one, it is a little tough one, kind of, because. Like Mr. Consultant said, the Packers have really not played that good last week. They somehow managed to drop the ball and everything. But nevertheless, I am going to pick the Packers to win this game. I would want the Bucks to somehow pull a victory here because the Bucks is one of the teams that I felt was going to be a wild card contender, but. Yeah, if Jordan Love and everybody else comes in and does what they got to do, A.J. Dillon and that Packers defense, without a doubt, the Packers are going to come off with a victory on this one.
Yeah, there is nothing difficult about this. Buccaneers are going to hold true to the NFC South and be dumpster fire juice for this week. Let's go with the Packers.
Dumpster fire juice.
Dumpster fire. See, y'all don't understand how it is being on the bottom because y'all NFC East, y'all like being up on the podium and shit.
Along the
no one in NFC South wants it right now. None of them. We all just, like I said, dumpster fire juice. And Tampa Bay's going to
trash truck juice. Trash
truck juice. Yes.
Nah, you said dumpster fire. That's shit.
Yeah, I was right with that. The juice that comes from the fire, that's on the bottom, like the fire's rising up. All that soot in the juice that's on the bottom that gets under the fire that comes out. That's where we are right now.
Alrighty. I believe we're gonna take our.
Nope.
No, not yet. All right. This is the first time I'm running it, so. Continue to take the lead. We're going to do a rapid fire.
Thank you, producer, for doing it on the spot.
Steelers versus the Colts. And the AFC showdown here. Rapid fire succession, Mr. Charles.
Oh, we're not talking about the Steelers? Shocker. Colts.
I'm going to take the Colts on this one.
I'm going with the Steelers. I don't have the Colts winning this.
Of
All
course.
Right, the next game we're going to be talking about here quickly is going to be the New York Giants versus the New Orleans Saints. I'll go ahead and kick this one off. For me, I believe that this is going to be a Giants game. They're going to pull another victory here.
I believe that somehow, some way, the Saints are going to win this one.
I'm going to go with the Saints too.
All righty. Our next game is going to be the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans here. And another AFC showdown from the bottom of the barrel. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Texans. I know I've missed the last two weeks that they've lost, but I think the Texans is going to get themselves back on the road.
Do they have C.J. Stroud for this game, or is he still in concussion protocol?
Wow. I was unaware of that. So I'm going to go ahead and still stick with the Houston Texans. But I have not heard any breaking news of him being out yet, or of anything of him coming back into the scene. So I'm gonna guess that the silence is trending towards the positive. So we're gonna say that he's gonna play this week.
Yeah. So I'll go on the assumption that he's going to pull a Trevor Lawrence and show up, and I'll go with the Texans.
I'm going to go with the Texans as well, and that's not a strong one. There's a few of them this week that's not a strong one, but I'll say the Texans. Now you can set up for a commercial.
All righty, everybody. Stay with us because we'll be right back after these few messages.
I loved all the Paul Heyman stuff. Clearly just, setting up for a WrestleMania main event. But Lord knows between who. Like, it might either be Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns, right? But I really like the stuff that he was talking about, how Paul Heyman was his wise man. So now if they ever do go back and forth as far as, like, I would love to see Roman Reigns and CM Punk just go at it on the mic. Because mind you, Roman needed Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman made this Roman Reigns. CM Punk didn't need Paul Heyman. With Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar needed Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns needed Paul Heyman. But CM Punk never needed Paul Heyman.
You talk about the Paul Heyman thing. You are absolutely right. But one thing I disagree with CM Punk saying, I was the OG Paul Heyman guy. No, you weren't. That was Brock Lesnar. Okay?
This is true.
You are right. CM Punk never needed it. Unlike Brock, who's done a phenomenal job not having Paul Heyman now, right? But unlike Brock and unlike Roman, who I don't think would have got that next step without Roman, without Paul Heyman, CM Punk does not need him. So I don't want them to have a Paul Heyman on a pole match. We did that with Brock and Roman. It was entertaining. But when Paul left for a little while to go with Brock, Roman, I felt like did not do as well. I remember that time.
But here's the thing: it's not going to be them fighting over Paul Heyman. It will be Paul Heyman versus CM Punk on the stick.
That is the Unpopular Review Wrestling Show, which is every single Saturday morning at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, whatever day we have it, with myself as well as Vic, as well as Bad Guy Jack. You are watching the Dynasty Corner when we're talking football. Week 15. Hey, the football season is coming to an end really soon. We've done this for 14 weeks in a row. That is amazing for us. Trust me, you have no idea the treat that it has been, especially since I live in a different state now. So that's very, very impressive. Watching it, and let's go ahead and start off again. And hey, Eddie, take it away.
So, all right. So, on the America's Game of the Week, and my prediction, I believe this is going to be America's Game of the Week, and we're going to talk about it in depth right here, right now. Cowboys versus Bills. Mr. Consultant. I'd like to hear your input first.
I haven't been a Bills fan since 1994, but I will tell you, I'm going to be the biggest
to the Cowboys.
Yeah, they lost to the Cowboys twice. But I am going to be the biggest Buffalo Bill fan coming up on Sunday, and I feel like if they want to make that statement that they're still a premier team, which they're not, they need to defeat the Dallas Cowboys, who've been very lucky the last two games. So. I'll say they were lucky against the Seattle Seahawks. They weren't lucky against the Philadelphia Eagles. They just hold grudges against the Philadelphia Eagles, just like every other team. For some reason, they hate us because they ain't us. So that's fine, because we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Now, that being said, I'm picking the Cowboys.
Mr. Charles.
Yeah. So I got the Cowboys keeping up on their momentum as well. I do believe that the Bills will play up to the competition. I just don't think with their current state of anything, even when they play up, they'll stay with the caliber of team that Dallas is putting out right now. So we'll hail the Cowboys.
So for me, as I was watching film, every so often I'll sit down and actually watch film and everything, trying to get used to doing it more frequently and all. The issue for this game is going to be whether why am I drawing a blank on this man's name? And he's
Deron Bland going for the interception versus defending the passer. Getting blasted for 50-yard touchdowns
for the freaking Bills. I mean,
Josh Allen.
He's been scrubbing out so much that his name's being scrubbed out of my brain.
And Micah Parsons is going to scrub him out of this game too.
Look, the thing here is, truth be told, the Bills got a good defense. Can they keep up with all the weapons that the Cowboys have? That remains to be seen. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is just 3 slots away from overtaking Tyreek Hill, and as far as yardage for the year, Dak Prescott playing at an MVP caliber. The Cowboys defense is playing as a championship level. You know, I know these last few, not this past week, but the week before that, we gave up a lot more points than what we were expecting to. However, we're still winning the turnover battle, and that's going to be key in this game. I believe that if Josh Allen can come out here and actually take care of the ball. Don't turn the ball over. This is going to be a very, very close game. Borderline, Bills could come off with this.
Did you just expect Josh Allen to take care of the ball?
Hey, look, he's done it before. We've seen him do it. I mean, he is a elite caliber quarterback.
Interception.
He's been missing the ball these last few weeks. All right. Well, this year in general. I mean, he's been a turnover machine. However, my pick is definitely going to be the Cowboys. I mean, we're on a steamroll right now, and I think that they're going to pull this victory out. Yeah. I know you don't like that.
It itches kind of in a way, yeah, but it is what it is.
You're kind of.
I'm also streaming live on my Facebook, and when people are going to my personal channel, I can't see the comments, but I'm reading them now. And somebody said he is cute. Who is that? I'm trying to figure out who they're talking about.
Eddie, of course.
It has to be Eddie.
Thank you.
They're already aware of me. But it could be Phil too. So what can I say? But Eddie's face is plastered on the thing. In the meantime,
you a handsome dude, bro.
I am. Oh, he is. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm still Chris. I still pull him. Anyway, go ahead. Go.
All right. Rapid fire succession from here. We're gonna do the Bears versus the Browns. Mr. Charles, kick it off for us on this one.
Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Browns as well.
Absolutely. The Browns is the trifecta. Yeah, we're going to go. Next game up is going to be the Falcons versus the Panthers.
Skip. Yeah, Falcons.
You sure about that? I'll pick the Falcons.
Yeah, I am.
Anybody who picks the Panthers on drugs.
I was literally thinking about picking
as one of the biggest Panthers fans that y'all know. If you pick the Panthers right now, yes, you are on drugs.
Only.
Our number one quarterback can't do shit. Maybe that might not be all his fault. Maybe the line sucks.
I really think it's the system. I know we're not supposed to talk about this in depth, but I really think Bryce Young's issue is the system. The coach is probably not getting through to him and or not selling him on the confidence that he's really supposed to have coming into this. But
but as a number one pick quarterback from Alabama, when do you just say fuck it and throw it down the field? Just, hey, try a pass over 20 yards. See what the fuck happens. Maybe one of the people. We have no deep threat. Just
don't got nobody to take the top off?
No. Thielen and Mingo are both possession receivers. I think maybe I forgot the little skinny dude's name who's like the fourth receiver.
You know, I can't believe, and this is just me being fair. Can't believe we're spending 5 minutes talking about these two trash ass teams.
One is number one in the NFC South. I know that ain't saying much.
Trash ass division.
Exactly. Who's the one that called it the dumpster fire juice division? However, we still have a number one, and this happens to be the Falcons right now.
I think we all said the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about it.
All right. The next one up that we're going to talk about, and this one will be in depth, is going to be a weird game. For me, it's going to be a weird game. But this is going to be the Ravens versus the Jaguars. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off since I already got some thoughts in my head. The Jaguars, man, they're really, really blowing it right now. I cannot express that enough. The guys, I mean, they're not getting it done. The defense is giving up cheeks to just about anybody in the streets. All right. The offense is they're just not humming the way they were in the first half of the season. Travis Etienne is trying to find the groove and everything, but they are really missing Christian Kirk over there. What's your boy's name? I mean, this guy cannot do anything to save his life.
Zay Jones?
No, the other wide receiver. Hold on, I got you. Give me one moment. Calvin Ridley.
Oh,
Calvin Ridley has become a very, very disappointing factor over at Jacksonville.
Calvin Ridley keeps betting the under, and it's something he can influence. He is making a lot of money right now. Let the man live.
Probably. I mean, my man is just he's not showing up. He's not showing up, and if he does, he doesn't show up enough. The Ravens, however, I mean, Lamar Jackson is getting it done. Zay Flowers, you got Isaiah likely went off this just week that just passed, considering that Andrews.
They just forgot to cover him. Like that man went, how you let a tight end that's not Mark Andrews go down on the scene and there's no one within a 15-yard radius?
I mean, absolutely demolished that middle seam, man. And then you got OBJ looking more like prime OBJ, looking like he's getting back to his old self, And you got the running back by committee. Them boys.
That's a big ass committee too.
But they are
Gus Hill, Keaton Mitchell, some other guy.
Keaton Mitchell, that little rookie, man, he's surprising a lot of people. I will not be surprised though if he ends up getting the number one roster spot next year in front of
The respect they're gonna give to JK for a game. He's gonna pop another ACL, then it'll be Keaton Mitchell.
I'm done with J.K. Dobbins, man. That man has not been able to stay healthy at all since he started in the league. But Mr. Consultant,
Ravens
we're
and
gonna
Jags
go
we
with
talk about, right? And since you two took all that time, I'm gonna start off. Okay, Ravens and Jags. I'm going with the Ravens. It's gonna be a competitive game. Do not be surprised. I say this a lot. Do not be surprised if Jags ends up taking this victory. The Ravens did not need it as much, even though they need to stay ahead, because I think right now they are the number one seed in the AFC. So they do need a victory, but I can see the Jags doing the upset. Kill Mo Charles.
Mr. Charles.
Yeah, Ravens.
It's not rapid fire, but y'all did a lot of talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, like say what we had to say already.
This is very true. The next game that we're going to be discussing briefly and quickly is going to be the Jets versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins coming off of an upset loss. And you would think that this could be a possible one. I mean, it's very much a possible. The Jets have been able to put a fork in a lot of teams that we didn't expect it to. But
division rivalry.
Yeah. So this is going to be a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be a close game. The Dolphins should come off with this win, but
some of us fantasy owners are hoping that Tyreek Hill takes the time to rest. Seems like we already made it to the playoffs. We have a bye week.
Yeah, he's not making that 2,000-yard marker.
I don't care. I need him for next week after this. Go ahead and sit it out, Tyreek.
Go.
Man.
I'm assuming both of y'all just picked the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because I'm picking the Dolphins. Next game we'll talk about is the Chiefs and the Patriots. The Patriots coming off the biggest shock I've ever seen in my freaking life last week, defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I don't see them being the Chiefs, who took a disappointing L themselves. Like I said, it was a weird week. But the Chiefs, especially Patrick Mahomes, as you saw at the end of the game, was really, really pissed off, and I think he's going to take his on the Patriots. There was a rumor that Bill Belichick's last season is this season. And let me tell you something about that game. I know this is supposed to wrap.
Bill Belichick is going to stick around for 5 more years just to spite everyone that's saying that it's his last year.
I'm gonna vent real quick because y'all got a chance to talk on that last game. But the reason why Pittsburgh lost that game is because they spent the entire last half of that game talking about Bill Belichick as opposed to actual talking about what was
I don't
going
think
on.
the players heard that though.
Yes, they did because they got told from the booth because they were listening. So they were screwed because the announcers weren't even interested in it because they were more concerned about freaking Bill Belichick than they were about the actual play of the game. Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get something quickly out on this one. It's not gonna take too much time, but to be perfectly honest, that loss, you have to put it on Kadarius Toney, man. That man keeps putting up boo boos, man. Like I mean, being offsides. How many times are you gonna be called offsides?
He wasn't
You
offsides.
didn't see that.
He was offsides. He was on the line.
He lined up in the neutral zone.
He was offsides.
He was definitely offsides. He was on the line. But yeah, this one it should be a no-brainer. It should be the Chiefs, but as we know, they did pull a boo-boo last week, so they could very well possibly do it this week. Our next rapid-fire succession is going to be the Washington Commanders versus the Los Angeles Rams. Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams too.
I'm definitely going Rams. I'll never pick the Washington Commanders again this season. It's just that they have to play the New England Patriots or Carolina Panthers or something for me to pick them. And I still exactly, and I probably still would have picked them. So yeah, I'm definitely going with the Los Angeles Rams. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the last Monday Night Football game. So stay with us. You are watching Unpopular. Why are you looking like that? I'm watching Unpopular Review. Oh, I don't have that one that I wanted to play. Okay, we'll play this one.
Then Randy Orton and LA Gears took on Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, and of course Randy's going to win. And I love the end of this match, so I chose this picture. He's going for the move. Randy says, hits him with the RKO, 1, 2, 3, gives him a little head nod. Listen, keep giving LA Knight this kind of rub. I think he needs it. I think it's good for him. This is where I think he should be. This is where he will excel. I thought it was too much, too fast. Slow it back down. Give him that slow, good burn that faces are supposed to get and need. That's what gets them over. 100% what gets them over is that. Just said that, okay? I'm no longer going to say, I didn't say no. I'm with that. Give him the slow burn. He will be what he's supposed to be. Randy Orton is the ultimate builder wrestler. I think Randy's been injury prone a lot in his career, but I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But strictly from an aesthetic standpoint, I think the physique of McIntyre is a little bit more than Randy's. This Papa Dad, there's a dad bod. This new dad bod that Randy got is impressive. The muscles, Randy ain't never been this built, okay? But they all come back built like this, and then they lean out after that.
Mike Knox Show, 6 o'clock every single Monday. The show for the intelligent wrestling fan. You're watching the Dynasty Corner, talking about Week 15. One game left to talk about. Eddie, take it away.
Is it one more game? I could have sworn we had a little bit more left.
One more game.
Okay. All right. So for this one, we will be discussing the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Seattle Seahawks. Both of them coming off of a loss. And to be perfectly honest, these are still two very well put together contending teams. I'm not going to take anything away from the Eagles. They're going through a rough phase right now. That's all it is. They need to find their identity again. All right. However, they have been struggling keeping teams out of the end zone. That secondary and those linebackers, they're gonna have to figure something out for the rest of the season and moving forward for the following years. They're really gonna have to figure some stuff out because Breland and Slay are just not getting it done. However, y'all safeties are very good though. I'll give you guys that, and y'all front seven. I mean, the rushers that y'all got is just astronomical. However, right now, considering all the struggles that you guys are going on, and the Seahawks also, they've had their struggles. I believe they're on their 4-game winning streak, so they're due for a win, and they just lost to the the San Francisco 49ers, which, I mean, it was a game that was a lot closer than what people would have expected it to be. I mean, they really thought that the 49ers were just going to steamroll the Seahawks, but it wasn't quite the case. So with considering the scales on these, I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks for the W on this one. The Eagles there's a lot of questioning on the Eagles and what they got going on, and if they get the ball back on the roll. So, yeah. Mr. Charles.
I'll say that the Seahawks have been playing some great football since they played the Cowboys. The Cowboys were just able to take their best shot and still win. Now, that shot wasn't as good looking against San Fran, but they still played, like you said, like it was a lot closer than the score gave it to be. So right now, Seattle's playing on a streak where you are getting their best ball, like the best that you can expect them to play in the playoffs, whatever. You're getting that with them right now. It's up to see if Philadelphia takes it on the chin and keeps on rolling. They got the pieces to do it. Just their secondary is aging like any other one. Like you got one cornerback that was great when he was with us, another one that was great when he was with Detroit. So yes, their secondary is getting burned because their cornerbacks are on the older side. But the last couple of years they've been great, so everyone's remembering that. Father Time don't care nothing about anyone's abilities. So that's right now, the Eagles secondary is kind of on the slow side, some of it bit. With all that said, I got the Eagles.
I had the Philadelphia Eagles too. Let me tell you something. What people need to realize about the Eagles is they were taking care of business for 10 weeks practically, just knocking them out one by one by one. But they were on a gauntlet. They were facing some of the toughest team in the league. Father Time did catch up to them. They got a little tired. They ran to people who they're earning feelings because they lost earlier in the season or they lost in the NFC Championship, and they got caught. Fine, it happens. They're going to regroup, and they have an easy schedule going forward. Once they get past the hump of the Seattle Seahawks, they face the Giants, which is not going to be walking apart because of the division game, right? But they're not as a good a team. They have the Arizona Cardinals, also not walking apart because we just said they're an upset team, but still they can take care of business. And then, of course, the Giants again. They have the stretch. The worst is behind them. You're going to see a Philadelphia Eagles regrouped. You're going to see a Philadelphia Eagles healthy. And you're going to see a Philadelphia Eagles taking care of the business. And you're going to see a Philadelphia Eagles taking care of the win because they're still going to be the number one seed. I don't care what anybody says. They are. They are going to be the number one seed. All you have to do is have the 49ers lose one more time, and that's it.
Do you know who the opponents are for the 49ers?
No, I don't care. We're going to lose.
Well, I'm going to tell you that one of the teams that could have beat them lost this week against them. The next one up, and it's the only one that
the Ravens.
I see.
The Ravens. That's it. That's it. The Ravens are going to beat them. Boom. Solves the problem. The problem solved. Problem solved. All right. So everybody can relax. Everybody can calm down. I know people were worried out there about the Eagles. You have nothing to worry about.
I believe that the Ravens can beat the San Francisco 49ers.
Trust the system.
That way the Cowboys could just go right up to number one.
Well, they're not going to number one because the Eagles still have tiebreaker. So trust the system.
Y'all won't have a tiebreaker after y'all lose to the Seattle Seahawks.
We're not going to lose. So relax. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take one last commercial break. When we come back, I want to discuss Joel's picks, which we didn't discuss. And we're going to go through who won last week. Phil. Let's see if Phil did well, huh? Stay with us. You're watching.
Which means I didn't.
Stay with us. You're watching a Popular Review.
Wesley, the greatest North American champion. I know we disagree, and that's fine because I'm just right. That's okay. It's revealed that this is a serious injury and he's going to be out to 8 to 12 months. Dom comes out and he starts poking the bear. He's like, "Oh, look, you're going home again, huh? You're going home. You're, that's too bad that you can't compete on Saturday. It looked like I'm going to have the night off." And he was really excited about that. And that's when Wesley said, "No, dog. That's not how this works. No.
He tells them that he's going to have a match this Saturday, and it's against the guy who cannot mind his freaking business at all. And I'm talking about Dragon Lee. Look, I don't have no sympathy for Dominic Mysterio. I think he's not the greatest North American champion of all time. So he goes to the Titantron, and I see Rey Mysterio, who have no business. Why is he on NXT? Why is he there? I thought he was hurt. I thought he was sewing his mask, but no, he's there on NXT. He's out there. I was having a really great night too until I saw Rey Mysterio, by the way. I ordered some wings. I was having the time of my life. I was watching NXT, and I said, I'm going to be here on Tuesday to do the Unpopular Review NXT review show for you guys. And then Rey Mysterio shows up. The great fraud Rey Mysterio. And then he sits here and says, no, son, you're not going to take the night off. That's not how things roll. And then he brings out Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee, the same guy who got his ass kicked at Survivor Series by the second greatest luchador of all time, Santos Escobar. Why is he getting an opportunity at the North American Championship, Chris? Why is he getting an opportunity at that? Didn't he lose to Santos? Why are we rewarding losers? Isn't he about to get his ass kicked again this Friday? What's happening? And who gave him this power? Why does Rey Mysterio have this kind of power?
The same person who.
No. That's not for you to talk. It's not your time to talk. This is my show. But why? Who gave him this power? I thought he was a wrestler. That's like me going out to my job and just being like, hey, I have a suggestion. No, that's not how this works. Chris, take the floor. I'm really worked up right now.
There's a party tonight at Peter's house. Can I go?
Hello, Tawatha. Do I feel like being bothered with Tawatha? Hello, LaDonna.
Yo, baby, you looking real good.
Step off.
Scandalous. Kick it, Pop.
Okay, so where we're on our way to? The house party. What? The house party.
House Party being reviewed on Thursday at 9:00 p.m. UPRE, and what you saw earlier was the NXT review show, which is immediately after NXT, which is about to go off the air in about 20 minutes here. But let's talk about Joel's picks real quick. This is real rapid fire between the Broncos and the Lions. This gentleman picked none other than the Broncos. Actually, I don't even see this pick. You didn't even put this pick down here. I don't know what he picked. All right.
You picked for Broncos.
Chargers and the Raiders. He picked the
Raiders.
You are struggling, sir.
I am struggling. Vikings and the Bengals. He picked the.
So he picked the Saints.
Yeah, he picked the Saints for the Giants and the Saints. He picked the Browns for the Bears and the Browns. He picked the Falcons for the Falcons and the Panthers. He picked the Packers for the Packers and the Bucks. He picked the Dolphins for the Jets and the Dolphins. He picked the Chiefs for the Chiefs and the Patriots. He picked the Titans for the Texans and the Titans. He picked the 49ers for the 49ers and some jabroni team, the Cardinals. He picked the Rams for the Rams and the Commanders. He picked the Bills for the Bills and the Cowboys. He picked the Jaguars for the Jaguars and the Ravens. And he picked the Eagles for the Eagles and the Seahawks. Those are Joel's picks. Let's see who was let's just go ahead. For fourth place for the group, it's Phil still, right? It's Phil.
Where does he fall in the week?
For the week, he won 6 games last week and he lost 9. That brings his record to 99 victories and 77 losses for the season. Your number 3 person is now Joe. No, Eddie. Eddie, you won 9. You won the week last week. You won 9 victories and 6 losses, 107 victories, 69 losses. You're still at number 3. Number 2 is Joel, who won 6 last week, lost 9, 108 victories. You're 1 behind him, 68 losses. So you're climbing, Eddie. You are climbing. Congratulations to you. Number 1 still is me. I had 7 victories last week, 8 losses. I'm at 110 and 66 because I'm still remote. Just like I said with the Eagles. Trust the process, right? It's fine. It's okay. We can have a couple of L's in a week. It's any given Sunday. But in the end of the season, still number 1, baby. Still number 1.
Hey, so on a more interesting note, who said I was cute?
Somebody who's lives in New York, so don't worry about it, okay?
Oh, that's fine. That's close to me. This is about 3 hours.
Train ride.
First of all, it's not a 3-hour ride. It's 4.5 to 5 hours, depending on tolls. Okay, and then number 2, your ass don't even come to Florida, so I don't want to hear about you going to New York. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Unpopular Review.
Hater.
Joe, we are so happy to. We'll be happy to see you again next week. I hope everybody's having a happy holiday. Week 16 coming up next week when we talk about it. For Kilmo Charles for Time to Shine Ed, I am the executive consultant, and we will see you right here next time on Unpopular Review, the Dynasty Corner. Have a good night.
We will be doing MVPs and
No.
predictions mid. Well, we're past mid. We were supposed to do
Right.
it around 7 to 8, but all right. We're going to repick our Super Bowls selections this upcoming week in Week 16, and we'll also be discussing the MVP candidates for Week 16 also. Chris already set it off. It has been a ball for Mr. Executive Consultant, for Kilmo Joel, and for myself. Time to shine, Ed. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you here next time.